In the last video, we finished cleaning up the cups and attaching the handles. What I'm going to do now is sand the top of the cup with 120 grit sandpaper just to even out the top because it's still a little rough. And I'm doing this in front of an air filter because I don't want that clay dust circulating in the air. I'll also clean up that clay dust with a wet sponge afterwards. Now I'm going to take a wet sponge and go around the inside lip of the cup and round out that sharp edge so it feels nicer when you're drinking out of the cup later on. I'm also going to round out the front lip just a little bit. After the cups are completely dry, I'm going to put it in the kiln for a cone 04 slow bisque. The bisque took about 13 hours to complete. Now we're going to take the cups out, and our resident bird expert Rocket is going to tell us what type of birds he wants to see the cups to be colored and patterned after. He decided on the Oriental Dwarf Kingfisher for the 8-ounce cup, and the versicolored barbet for the 3-ounce cup. I use Amico velvet underglazes, and here I have all the colors for the 8-ounce cup. What I'm going to do first is mark the feathers around the cup with the color pattern of the Oriental Dwarf Kingfisher. And from here on out, it's pretty much like coloring by numbers. I usually like to start off with lighter colors first. Here I'm blocking out a light yellow. The light yellow on its own looks a bit flat, so I'm going to add a bit of texture by dry brushing a lighter shade of that yellow over it. Using a flat brush, I dip a bit of yellow and white onto the brush and brush it off on a paper towel, mixing together a lighter yellow. Then with the brush, lightly brush over the yellow that's on the cup. The goal is to hit it with light and random strokes, and this will help build depth with color. I usually give it 3 to 4 coats of dry brushing. Here I'm blocking out the next color. And again, I'm going to dry brush a lighter shade of that color right over it. And then we'll repeat this process with the remaining colors. Now we're moving on to glazing the bird handle. The process is pretty much the same. You block out the colors that you want, and then you dry brush a lighter shade of that color over it. Black is the last color that I brush on, and the only color that I don't dry brush over. Now that I'm done applying the underglaze, I'm going to put it in the kiln for a cone 04 fast glaze fire.